Today's story is not like any other story you've ever heard in your life. The storyteller says, "My name is Samer. I used to live in France. A quiet life. Nothing special. But I always dreamed of something bigger. A new start. Somewhere far away. So I saved some money and decided to move to America. When I arrived, things didn't go as planned. I was supposed to stay with my uncle, but his phone was off. At first, I thought maybe it was just bad timing. But hours passed, and still, nothing. I started to think maybe he didn't really want me there. He used to say, 'Come to America, nephew. I'll take care of you.' But now, silence. So I told myself, fine. I won't bother him. I'll figure things out on my own." That night, I sat in a small coffee shop in the middle of the city, watching people walk by, not knowing where I'd sleep. And then, she showed up. A woman, maybe in her 40s, kind eyes, a warm smile. She asked if I was okay. I told her I just arrived and didn't know where to go. She hesitated for a second, then said softly, "You can stay with my family. Just for a while, until you get back on your feet." I didn't know what to say, but I had nowhere else to go, so I followed her home. Her name was Linda. She lived with her husband, their son, a tall guy maybe my age, and 3 daughters. The house was big, a bit old, but full of life. They welcomed me like family. For the first time since I arrived, I felt safe. Days passed and everything seemed normal. But after a while, I started noticing strange things. Late at night, I'd hear whispers in the hallway. The husband would leave the house at odd hours, and once, I saw him talking to some men near a black car. Something didn't feel right. One morning, while I was in the kitchen looking for coffee, I opened a cabinet and a small black bag fell out. When it hit the ground, white powder spilled everywhere. My heart stopped. It was drugs. That's when it all made sense. The late-night calls, the tension, the money that seemed to appear out of nowhere. They were dealing drugs. From that moment, I knew I couldn't stay there. That night, I packed my things quietly. I didn't want to face them. I just wanted to disappear. But the same night I left, something else happened. One of the daughters, the middle one, had a boyfriend. He'd been asking her for money for weeks. When she told him she didn't have any, he told her, "Then get it from your father. You live in that big house. I know he's got cash." She panicked. Instead of asking, she went into her father's secret cabinet, took the drugs I had seen earlier, and gave them to her boyfriend to sell. The next morning, the father found out the stash was gone. He was furious. He shouted, demanded to know who took it. One by one, everyone said they didn't know. Then, they noticed something. I was gone. My room was empty. My bag was gone too. They didn't need more proof. They decided I was the one who stole the drugs. They started searching for me everywhere. The father and his son even went to the same coffee shop where I first met Linda. They asked questions, showing my photo around. Meanwhile, I was miles away, trying to find my uncle's house. After days of searching, I finally did. When he opened the door, he looked shocked, but then he smiled and hugged me. I could finally breathe again. He welcomed me like nothing had happened. But I didn't tell him about the family. I didn't want to drag him into my problems. Weeks passed. I thought everything was behind me. But one evening, the family showed up at my uncle's house, armed. They were sure I'd stolen their drugs. When my uncle saw them, he stepped outside calmly. He wasn't just any man. He was respected, powerful, known in the area. He asked, "What do you want?" They told him the story, said I ran away with their stuff. He replied, "The boy isn't here. But if he comes back, I'll talk to him myself. Now leave. And if you ever come back to this street waving guns, you'll be the ones with a problem." They left, angry but quiet. When I came home later that night, my uncle confronted me. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Tell me the truth. Did you steal from them?" I told him everything. From the day I met Linda to the moment I ran away. He listened carefully, then sighed. "All right," he said. "We'll fix this." He called the family himself, told them I was innocent. They didn't believe him. They said, "You have until tonight to return our drugs or our money, or we'll come and take it by force." My uncle hung up and said, "Then let them come." That night turned into chaos. Cars stopped outside. Men came out with guns. My uncle's people were ready too. What followed felt like a war. Shots, shouting, panic. The whole neighborhood woke up. When it was over, the family retreated, defeated, but they weren't done. Weeks later, they tried again, sneaking in at night. Only this time, my uncle was waiting. The neighborhood stood by his side. It was over before it began. A few days later, everything came out. The truth. The daughter, the one with the boyfriend, confessed that she was the one who took the drugs and gave them away. Her parents were speechless. All that destruction, all that hate, because of a lie. They came to my uncle's house to apologize. He accepted, but his eyes told them not to return. I watched them leave in silence, thinking about how one small decision can turn peace into chaos, and how close I was to losing everything because of someone else's mistake. And we've reached the end of the story. Hey, if you've made it this far in the video, smash that like button and drop a done in the comments. And if you've got a crazy or interesting story that happened to you, hit me up on Instagram and tell me your story. I might share it in the next video. See you there.